When asked what are your weaknesses in a job interview, you are faced with walking the fine line between coming off as dishonest or straight up disqualifying yourself for being too honest. This is Self-Made Millennial. I'm Madeline Mann, and today you are going to craft your perfect answer to what are your weaknesses. If you're new here, welcome. I'm an award-winning career strategist and human resources professional featured in all these places and more. New videos on Thursdays. All right, here's the table of contents. You'll learn why employers ask this, the most detrimental mistakes people make when answering this question. Then we'll break down my highly effective 3-part formula to answer what are your weaknesses. And of course, I'll finish up with an example of all of this in action. Why do employers ask what are your weaknesses? The cynical reason is that employers want to cut to the chase and get some reasons why they shouldn't hire you. You are getting very sleepy. You're going to admit your weaknesses, like that you have an anger problem, you are always late, and that you eat people's lunches that you find in the company fridge. No, get out of my head, Charles. Don't fall for this booby trap. The more optimistic reason employers ask this is they want to understand how to best manage you, how to set you up for success, and put you in a role that plays to your strengths and isn't reliant on your weaknesses. It's completely normal to have weaknesses, and so they're simply looking to understand different sides of you and also see if you're self-aware. Interviewers often ask, what are your strengths, back to back with this question. So be sure to prepare your answers for both. Of course, I have the video for you to answer what is your greatest strength, so I will link that in the comments and in the description. I am curious, have you been asked the strengths and weaknesses questions before? Put in the comments both, one, or neither. I'm curious to hear how many of you have gotten one or more of these questions before. Now, one way people answer the question, what are your weaknesses, is by stating a weakness that sounds like a strength.
I work too hard, I care too much, and sometimes I can be too invested in my job.
Okay. And your strengths?
Well, my weaknesses are actually strengths.
Oh. Yes. Very good.
Do not use this approach. You must drive a glass Durango because interviewers can see right through this dodge. Do not try to dodge the question or say the most common answer, which is that you are a perfectionist. Here's how you should actually answer what your greatest weakness is. Treat it like it's bedtime and tell a story. If you simply state traits or tasks you're bad at, you can be seen as incompetent or one-dimensional with a fixed mindset. Not exactly an employer's dream candidate, right? So instead, tell a story using my 3-part formula. Part 1, name something that you're legitimately not great at. But don't choose just any weakness, choose a weakness that you're already working on improving. Part 2, explain how you're working on it. Describe the steps you are taking to improve on your weakness. Part 3, articulate the results of the work you did to improve. While doing this, you need to make it perfectly clear that your weakness is not an issue for the position. And then, like a reincarnated Jane Austen, put all of this together in a story format. Don't worry, I'll show you an example in this video. So telling a story allows you to show that you are driven to improve yourself, and it steers your answer towards a positive conclusion. The best answers are the ones that showcase your ability to take feedback well, or also demonstrate your self-awareness, and they prove that you take initiative to level up yourself. This type of response also plays an important role in exemplifying your growth mindset, a term coined by Carol Dweck, a psychologist and author, which means your belief that your skills and qualities can be cultivated through effort and perseverance. Such as growth mindset people say, I'm an introvert and I hate speaking in front of people, but I'm going to practice and someday do a TED Talk on a big stage. This is in contrast to a fixed mindset, which is where folks believe that their abilities are static and can't be changed in any meaningful way. They say, someone like me isn't meant to do TED Talks. I am too introverted and uncomfortable on stage. Therefore, they won't strive to improve, and they pretty much give up. Companies want to hire people with a Growth mindset, yes, because they constantly improve, they take initiative, and they adapt. So make sure your story emphasizes those characteristics in the 3-part formula. And if you've watched my other videos, you know I'm all full of the 3-part formulas for all different interview questions. The one that has gotten me the most success stories is the 3-part formula for tell me about yourself. You can see here one of the many thousands of emails I've received for this worksheet. So I will link that in the comments and in the description so that you can craft your perfect response. So now that you know how to answer what are your weaknesses, let's jump in to a sample answer. Here it is. My weakness is that I tend to work independently and need to be more focused on working collaboratively. My boss in the past praised me for how detailed and thorough my work is and how I put my head down and get things done quickly, but also mentioned that I didn't request help from our business partners and collaborate with them. I was so used to working independently that I realized I wasn't even clear on their capabilities. Therefore, I made it a recurring habit to connect directly with our business partners to discuss current projects. This dramatically increased our ability to communicate and collaborate. This isn't something that comes naturally to me, but by building this into my workflow, my boss has seen huge improvement in my ability to collaborate across the team. This is a good answer because it proves that you're able to internalize feedback well, take the initiative to improve, and your efforts result in real improvement over time. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. You've got this. Wi-Fi high five.